Welcome, Pilgrims, to episode 20 of the Polygon Pilgrimage. And today we're going to go over a quick trick with this great little program called GIMP. I mentioned this before in our initial tools kind of demonstration, but now we're going to take a video look at it. And GIMP is available here online at gimp.org. It is free, and if you go to the download section here, I'll show you. It has a download at the top. It has source down at the bottom, and look at this, there's over 12 languages you can get the manual in. So don't worry, you'll be able to figure it out. So let's go ahead and take a look at one specific area in which GIMP, in my mind, is superior to Photoshop. It has an amazing tool that is just perfect for game art. So we're going to go ahead and look at that, and I'll see you in a moment. Alright, so first let's start here in Photoshop. I know I said I'm going to talk about GIMP, and I am, but I just want to show you why we're using this tool in GIMP. Here in Photoshop I have a ambient occlusion, or an AO bake, out of part of the entertainment center for the house model. And as you can see, it's lots of grayscale values, and one of the things I'd really like to do is have just the light values and just the dark values on two different layers. Well, in Photoshop, naturally at least, I haven't been able to find a way to do that. There's not a tool or a filter that I can find that will really give me the same result as what GIMP can give me. So we're going to open up GIMP here, and I've got it open already. I've loaded the same texture, and I'm going to show you a neat little trick that GIMP has that we can actually perform this split that we're looking for, and how we can then use that in Photoshop with our textures. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so here inside of GIMP we have our texture, and as you can see, GIMP is very much like Photoshop. I have a layers palette, brushes, all of my standard tools. It's very similar. It does a lot of the same things, and one of the best things it does is that it's free. However, one of my favorite tools is here under the Colors menu. This is an option called Color to Alpha. So let me show you. We're going to take our texture here and make 2 copies of it. I'm going to unhide 2 of my 3 now total copies and select just the one, and go up to Colors, Color to Alpha. And you'll get this diagram, and you'll see how you can start to see the checker through here. What's happening here is it's taking the color you have selected here and using it as a kind of filter, and it's filtering out that color. So what you're getting here is an alpha by taking the values from the color you've chosen to the halfway point by default. So what I do here is make sure this is on white, pure white, there we go. Click OK, and now this layer has become my dark values only. So if I hide that, unhide the next one, and repeat the process, colors, color to alpha, but instead of white, if I go in here and choose pure black and say OK, what you'll see is this has given me my light values only. Now the 2 combined give me my full AO, but now what I have is I have just the one range of values on one layer and the other range of values on another layer, so I can change my blending modes, and I can have a different effect for each set of values. So next we're going to jump over to Photoshop, and I'll show you how we do that and how it creates just a great effect. Alright, see you in a moment. And finally, here we are in Photoshop. So once again, this is our default texture here. And if I unhide this section here called split, you'll see what I've done is I've imported the light and dark values, and I'll show you how this is really super helpful. So if I hide everything, and I have here this thing called stock. This is a stock wooden texture that I picked up, so we're going to use this as our example. Now if I pull in, starting with the dark values, and I've just set my blending mode to multiply, and it's set at about 75%. It's usually pretty good. Then if I put in a layer above that, my light values, and I put these on overlay, and I put these at about 25%. For me, usually this is a really good start to my diffuse texture. I have some color, and then I've affected it by the natural lighting in the scene. And of course I'll go in and make adjustments as I feel are necessary, but I mean, look at the great result we got here without doing too much work at all. And what I've done here is, you can see I have another tab here. If I open up this tab, this is the model with this texture applied exactly as you see it here. All I did was split the AO, assign the two different blending modes, throw in this stock texture just to kind of test kind of how it looks. And there we go. I slap it on the model and render. This is with no lighting. So this is all just baked AO, and it looks phenomenal because we were able to apply a different blending mode to each set of values using our nice and handy split AO trick inside of GIMP. So yeah, give GIMP a try. If you can't afford Photoshop or you don't like Photoshop for some reason, I like and use both. Photoshop is my go-to for painting and texture work. However, I use GIMP on my laptop when I'm traveling so I can learn a little bit more about it and learn to appreciate it more as I travel. But I also use it for some of the neat little tools it has. You never know what's hiding down here in the menus until you go looking. So as always, I hope you guys have enjoyed this, and please put this into practice and try it out, see if you like it, and just continue to practice and improve and get better. Enjoy the quote at the bottom of the page, and I will see you next time as the pilgrimage continues.